Good morning. It's Monday, March 24th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Halton police are investigating after a man was found dead in a building in downtown Oakville.
The federal campaign begins after Mark Carney calls a snap election.
And Conan O'Brien receives the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Good morning.
Hi.
Happy Monday.
Nice to have you back in here.
I came back.
Yes.
And what a great day to be on the desk because it's snowing.
Yes. Snowing.
You have to haul those snow pants out again,
Yes.
right?
I keep them in the back of my car just in case. But oh my gosh, I was so surprised when I saw snow on the ar. I was not expecting that.
Yes.
At least it's kind of like not the stuff that you really have to scrape, Brian.
Right.
It's just slushy.
Yeah, it's because the temperature's been rising for the past few hours. We're now at 4 degrees.
Ooh,
so
okay.
all that snow flurry activity is cycling over into some rain, and that's what we have at the moment, some light rain. And actually 4 is the high for the day today. So we've already hit the forecast high. It's going to be cloudy. We'll have that wind again, that south-southwest wind. But 4 degrees for the day today. It'll cycle into some flurries overnight tonight, and tomorrow we could get some more flurry activity. Unfortunately, I hate using the F word after we've had so many lovely days that have been like spring. But now we've got a little bit of light snow this morning, and it's on the ground. But the one thing is, with a temperature of 4 degrees, it'll start to melt pretty soon. But be careful of the roads. Let's check the traffic this morning. 403 and Waterdown Road, nothing there. Looks good at the moment. No volume. The roads are wet this morning, and coming in this morning I came through some snowy roads. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. Here's Millen Road, Stony Creek. Basically, that's okay, we're having fun with cameras this morning. Here's the QEW in third line. Shall we try to give you one more? Sure, why not? Here, let's give you east of Royal Windsor Drive. And as you can see, yeah, there's spray coming off the tires, so that's going to back you off and slow you down a little bit here this morning. So we'll check weather and traffic in detail coming up in just a few minutes for you. Right now, the news.
Thanks, Brian. Halton police are investigating a suspicious death in Oakville. They say a man was found dead in a building Saturday afternoon in the area of Lakeshore Road East and Navy Street. Part of the area was closed off overnight for this investigation. Police have not made any arrests and are asking anyone who may have dash cam footage of Lakeshore East between the hours of 10 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. on Saturday to contact them.
48-year-old man has been charged with first-degree murder in Brantford. Another man, whose name has not been released, was found dead in a motel room on Colburn Street Friday night. Now, Brantford police are not saying much about the case, but say a suspect from Brantford was arrested early yesterday.
Staying in Brantford, police are asking for the public's help to find a missing 14-year-old boy. Brody was last seen in the Brantford area Saturday night around 10:30 p.m. He's about 5'4" with a slender build, black hair, brown eyes, and he wears glasses. Police say he was last seen wearing a black puffy jacket, green and brown hiking boots, and a black backpack, as well as wearing a hat. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers.
A weekend fire in Welland destroyed 2 homes and badly damaged a third. It started early yesterday on McAlpine Street. Extra crews had to be called in from Pelham and Thorold to help. Now, no one was hurt, but 3 families are left with nothing. The cause of the fire is under investigation by the Ontario Fire Marshal's office.
Results are now official in 2 tight Ontario election races. The PC incumbent for Mississauga Erin Mills, Sharif Shabawe, had 23 more votes than the Liberal candidate in last month's provincial election. And in Northern Ontario, the NDP incumbent Guy Bourgouin won his seat back by 9 votes, narrowly defeating the Progressive Conservative candidate there.
And we are into another election, a federal one, and the vote is set for Monday, April 28th. Liberal leader Mark Carney called the snap.
There is so much more to do to secure Canada, to invest in Canada, to build Canada. I've just requested that the Governor-General dissolve Parliament and call an election for April 28th.
Now, the Liberal leader, Mark Carney, called the snap election yesterday after asking Governor General Mary Simon to dissolve Parliament. He doesn't have a seat, so he will be running in the Ottawa riding of Nepean, which is right next to Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre's riding of Carleton. Carney has promised a 1-point cut to the middle-class income tax rate, and says an election is necessary to have a strong response to economic threats from the United States.
Today marks the first full day of the federal election campaign, with all three main party leaders pitching themselves as the best option to strengthen Canada's economy. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has launched his campaign with plans to tackle affordability issues he blames on elites. He plans to bring down the cost of living and fix the immigration system while having a strong military. Meantime, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh reiterated his party's success in convincing the Liberal Party to put a national dental care and pharmacare program in place. Canadians are going to be heading to the polls on April 28th.
He's going to call an election.
Meantime, the federal government's investing over $19 million for growth and development in Port Colborne. So the money will be going towards improving water, wastewater, and stormwater infrastructure. It will also help with key housing developments on Sugarloaf Street and Marina Drive, Highway 140 and Highway 3, as well as at Lockview Park. The $19.25 million investment comes through the Canada Housing Infrastructure Fund, which is designed to support long-term economic and housing growth.
The city of Port Colborne will be celebrating the opening of the Welland Canal with the spring tradition of the Top Hat ceremony. Mayor William Steele will welcome the captain of the first downbound vessel and present them with a top hat to mark the occasion. The tradition began back in the early 1970s, and there are two hats involved. One is loaned for ceremonial purposes from the Port Colborne Historical and Marine Museum, and the second hat is a keepsake for the captain of the first ship with a special message embroidered on the inside. The ceremony is going to take place this morning at 9 a.m. down at Lock 8 Gateway Park.
In sports, Canada was taking on the United States in CONCACAF soccer action, and it was a very dramatic finish.
This ball inside. David swings the leg. Jonathan David puts Canada back in front.
Jonathan Davis scored the game-winning goal in the 60th minute as Canada beat the United States 2-1. With the win, Canada took home third place in the CONCACAF Nations League. Now, the last time Canada beat the U.S. in consecutive matches was when they won 2-1 in a World Cup qualifying CONCACAF championship game. That was in 1980, and they beat the States 2-0 in an April 1985 friendly.
The Ontario Hockey League has wrapped up its regular season, and the Brantford Bulldogs went out in style.
Rolls it in, and it'll be collected to the front of the network. Tashurna takes a couple whacks at it, and they score!
That was Noah Nelson with the one of his 3 points to pace Brantford to a 7-2 win over Ottawa. Bulldogs goaltender David Igorov stopped 33 of 35 shots. Next up is the playoffs, and they get underway Friday when they host the North Bay Battalion. The Niagara Ice Dogs will play Barrie in the playoffs, and that gets underway on Thursday.
In the NHL, the Buffalo Sabres were in Winnipeg taking on the Jets.
You got to leave the total combination together.
Sabres win the draw. Peterka finds a great lane in the back of the net. What a shot. 1-0 Buffalo.
JJ Petkara has now scored 3 goals in 3 straight games. Buffalo won 5-3. James Reimer made 33 saves in the win. Next up for the Sabres, they have a home game tomorrow night against Ottawa, and the Jets will host Alexander Ovechkin and Washington on Tuesday.
In the PWHL, the Montreal Victoire could clinch a spot in the playoffs with a win against the Toronto Scepters, and this game was a close one.
Win at any capacity, they'll head into second place. They sit third right now. Oh, the backhand, Nerds in front. Spooner with a chance here. Tooley, but she'll score.
Now, it may have been a close one, but Natalie Spooner had other ideas as she scores the game winner, and Toronto beats Montreal 2-1. Marie-Philippe Poulin scored her league-leading 15th goal of the season, and Montreal fails to secure a playoff spot. Next up for the Victoire is a game against Minnesota on Friday, while the Scepters are back in action on Wednesday in Boston.
Major League Spring Training is almost over now. The Toronto Blue Jays close things out against Pittsburgh.
It's turning out okay.
He's having fun. He had a terrific season a year ago defensively in right. And here he gets a good read on this. And this is always the toughest play for a center fielder. That ball hit right at you. You don't know.
Toronto Blue Jays end things on a winning note. They beat the Pirates 2-1. But the big news came after the team is set for its roster for opening day. They have signed catcher Alejandro Kurt to a 5-year contract extension. That's worth $58 million. The deal will be formalized after he has a physical. Toronto's home opener is coming up on Thursday already against the Baltimore Orioles.
All right. It's 10 minutes after 6 o'clock. Interesting temperatures fluctuations here this morning, and we'll talk about that. But we are also getting some showers in the area. In Hamilton at the moment, the showers have tapered off, so it's just basically cloudy. But we have had some snow, and we have had some light rain showers. So be careful this morning on those roads. 403 Waterdown Road looks good, so nothing happening there. Just the wetness, of course, to some MTO traffic cameras. Here's the QEW in Martindale, in St. Catharines. Millen Road, Stony Creek still looks good. The 403 junction, so Toronto-bound lanes coming out of Hamilton on the 403 toward Brant Street. That still looks okay, east of Royal Windsor Drive. And then we'll flip ahead to the 427 Gardner-QEW combination, getting some light showers here at the moment. But as I said, in Hamilton now, the light showers have tapered off. There's still we got a little bit of snow flurry activity throughout the overnight, hardly enough to measure, but our temperature continues to go up here. We were -2 a few hours ago. We're now 5 degrees. That southwest wind, 35 to 50 at the moment, is pulling in some milder air, and we do have a fairly cloudy start to the day today. So for school today, there is a little bit of white stuff on the ground there this morning. It's going to be cloudy. We'll get some showers. The forecast high was for 4, but we're already past that, and we'll see whether we fluctuate a little bit. Here's a look at the precipitation that we've had over the past 6 hours. The blue is snow flurries, the purple is mixing, some freezing rain, and the green, of course, is rain. So we've had some showers, we've had some flurries. That low is going to the north. We're going to get cool temperatures for the week. It looks like temperatures are going to stay pretty much below seasonal right straight through the week. So we were teased last week and the week before with some really mild temperatures, but not going to get that this week. So 4 and 6 for Niagara, 4 and 5 for the rest of the Horseshoe. Showers are possible on and off throughout the day. Tonight, temperature will fall to the freezing mark, even just sitting on the plus side for St. Catharines and for Toronto, about +2. So yeah, we'll get some showers. Some areas could get some flurries. And then tomorrow it's flurries, but temperatures, well, basically 3, 4, and 5 degrees for the day tomorrow. And some showers are possible to be mixed in as well. So unsettled and below seasonal temperatures again tomorrow. So out the door this morning, we are sitting at 5 degrees at the moment, cloudy, and that wind has really picked up. Well, look, long range coming up. Annette, Simone.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Well, coming up after the break, we'll say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chitchat. And coming up in business news, Hudson's Bay is going to start liquidating its stores starting today. Good morning, Emily. Happy Monday.
Hi.
How you doing? What's coming up in Chitchat today?
Well, Conan O'Brien gets honored at the Kennedy Center, and magician David Blaine talks about pushing his limits in a brand new documentary series. And later on this morning, Prime Minister Mark Carney took a subtle swipe at President Trump with a little help from our own Mike Myers.
It's pretty entertaining.
It's the best. I've watched it like 4 times.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk all about that coming up later. But thanks, Emily. We'll chat with you in a bit.
Thanks, guys.
Well, the Canadian dollar is up 8 basis points to 69.75 cents US. Gold is up $12.20 an ounce, and crude is 12 cents lower to $68.13 a barrel. And in midday European trading, markets are up across the board in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, markets were down today in Tokyo, up in Hong Kong and Shanghai, though. North American markets on Friday, the TSX closed down 91 points, the Dow was up 32, and the NASDAQ added almost 100 points.
Hudson's Bay says liquidation sales are set to start today as the company looks to close all but 6 of its stores. The retailer received approval last week to begin selling off inventory at the bulk of its 80 stores, as well as 3 Saks Fifth Avenue stores and 13 Saks Off Fifth locations. 3 stores in the GTA will remain open, including the company's flagship location on Yonge Street in downtown Toronto. The retailer says it intends to wrap up liquidation by June 15th and would vacate stores entirely by June 30th.
Well, despite the rising cost of streaming, that's how more Canadians are watching TV programs. The 2025 Couch Potato Report by Convergence Research suggests the introduction of ad-supported basic plans has helped keep that momentum going. The report estimates 46% of Canadian households did not have a traditional TV subscription or cable subscription at the end of last year. Convergence president says traditional TV is becoming more niche compared with streaming platforms.
Events ticketing platform StubHub has filed for an initial public offering of its common stock. The online marketplace where users can buy and resell tickets to sports games, music concerts, and other live entertainment events said on Friday that it had applied to list on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticket symbol STUB. Paperwork filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission did not disclose a price range for shares. StubHub says buyers in more than 200 countries and territories used its platform to purchase more than 40 million tickets last year. StubHub Holdings includes StubHub in North America and Viagogo internationally.
Nova Scotia is the latest province to scrap EV rebates for Teslas. It is because of CEO Elon Musk's association with the U.S. administration and, of course, the trade war on Canada. The Progressive Conservative government in Nova Scotia joined with the NDP and Liberal opposition parties in a vote that dropped Tesla from the province's rebate program. That program provides subsidies that range from $2,000 to $3,000 per purchase. Earlier last week, Manitoba's NDP government dropped Tesla and Chinese-made electric vehicles from its EV rebate program. BC Hydro has also said it is going to ban new Tesla products from its EV rebates.
A group of fishermen are accusing one of the largest tuna importers of slavery. In a landmark lawsuit, 4 Indonesian fishermen are suing Bumblebee Foods, saying they were abused, overworked, and denied medical care. One man, burned by hot oil, says he was left to suffer without food or water. The company isn't commenting on this case yet. This is the first known case of fishing boat slavery brought against a U.S. seafood company. Industry insiders say the case could have a ripple effect for the seafood industry if the accusations hold up in court.
The cost of being a pet owner is skyrocketing. Rover.com's latest True Cost of Pet Parenthood report says dog owners can expect costs to increase as much as 7% this year. Cat owners could see a 10% increase. The company predicts that the average annual cost for a dog this year sits around between $1,400 to $5,200 U.S. Owning a cat could range from $750 to about $3,500. The report says more than half of pet owners are very concerned that tariffs or proposed tariffs will make the price of pet products and food even higher.
Yeah, owning a pet is already expensive enough. So yeah, so we'll take a break right now. It is worth it. We love our pets. Taking a break, Brian will be back with a look at your traffic and your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
Hey, happy Monday. Yeah, Monday the 24th of March already. 6:23 is the time. Looking at the QEW in Glendale, all we have are wet roads here this morning. We did have a little light snow flurry activity throughout the overnight, but because we're above the freezing mark now, that's not going to last very long. Getting some brake lights on top of the Skyway. Third line is starting to fill in, get a little bit busier here. Same with Lorne Park. We'll dip into the 403 at here, Ontario. No, there's no problems on the roads as far as traffic or volume or collisions concerned, just the wet roads that we have to put up with. So check the temperatures that we have. Hamilton's temperature fluctuating a bit, 4 degrees right now, 7 for Grimsby, but 2 for Mississauga into Toronto. So seasonal temperatures this time of year are now 6 for the daytime high, -3 for the overnight sun times and records right there. And for school today, we should be around 4 degrees for the first bell and not a lot of change for after school, but we will get some showers on and off throughout the day. So here's how the long range shapes up. 4 degrees today. with the showers. Tonight down to 0. We could get some flurries. 4 degrees again tomorrow. Flurries in the morning particularly. And look at the temperatures struggle all week. 1 only on Wednesday. 6 at least will climb to seasonal on Thursday with some sun. And then it gets cooler for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, we're looking at some showers. 3 degrees. At least it comes ATB. Around the Bay Road race is on Sunday. 7 degrees, and it looks like we're going to get some showers. That's your forecast. Annette, Simone.
Thanks, Brian. Well, there's been a public panda reunion in Hong Kong.
Yay! Nothing better for a Monday than pandas, and 3 of them. So 2 cubs, affectionately known as elder sister and little brother, are back with their mom now in this public display. So the cubs were born last August to Ying Ying. She made history as the oldest panda on record to give birth. She delivered them a day before her 19th birthday. Now, the cubs have been taken care of behind the scenes at Hong Kong's Ocean Park until they got a little bit older. People were watching as both cubs were nestling close to mom and just wandering around and being cute.
It's so funny. Look at, he's just so enthralled with that grass, just playing with it there. But look how many people showed up to say hello.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, look at them.
I've never actually seen pandas in real life before. Have you ever seen them at
I don't think
a
I
facility?
have either.
Yeah.
But they look so fun and cuddly. And
Could watch them for hours.
Yeah, just playing around there. So cute. All right, well, stay with us. We have plenty more to come right after the break.